Okay, so they just asked me to give a few, just sort of introductory thoughts on how this thing started. We were traveling to Micah and Jenna's wedding. Actually, we were on the way home from their wedding and driving along around 50 there. And I was just reflecting on the beauty of Colorado and a few great things that we did as a family. I was also thinking about how expensive it was. For example, on the way down, we decided we'd stop at a little Mexican restaurant. Took the family in there, and by the time we left, I think our bill was it was over $60 to take our family just for lunch. We went to a little town in Ouray, I think it is. Bought ice cream for the children, and it was like $4 or $5 or something a piece, or $4 a piece for ice cream. And every time we turn around, we're spending all this money to have a good time. And it dawned on me on the way back, there is a big world out here, and we don't know how to enjoy this world without spending money every time we turn around. And it hit me all at once. I think if we really wanted to, you could have a great time, you could see the world, and do all these things, and maybe you could do it without spending a huge amount of money. But in order to do that, you have to totally rethink how you do everything. You can't go to the mini mart and get a bottle of Pepsi every time you stop, or every time you're hungry, you can't go to McDonald's. You know, you got to think ahead and be a little bit deliberate. And so I just threw this idea out at my girls, and boy, they just took off. And we only went a few more miles, and before I knew it, they had already reached out to I don't know who, told them about it, and by the time we got to the airport, I think plans were underway, weren't they? Or at least started. So that's kind of how this started, sort of on a whim. And as they started talking about it, it ended up turning into maybe we could, do a little bit of ministry, maybe we could do this or that and bless somebody else in the process and build relationships, and maybe we can, not be stuck on our smartphones all the time. Maybe we can actually talk to each other. And anyway, that's kind of how the thing went. Before you know it, they had a date set, and the rest is history. So that was sort of the birth of this thing. So I'm really looking forward to, sometimes I can't, by the time they were back, I could hardly believe that they had actually done it. So anyway, why don't we just we'll pray, and then we'll let them do their thing. Thank you, Lord, for this evening, and I just pray your blessing on this evening. Thank you for these young people and the energy they have and the passion for God. We bless you. We commit this evening to you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. By the way, there's a couple of judges here who are going to be sort of grading them a little bit and judging. I don't know if they're going to ask for any input from the rest of you, but that's not a huge part of it.
We saw them at the Salvage Sword at Kurt's, and we just thought we'd snap a picture because obviously they were intruding into our space. So me and Dad took work, so we decided to sit in the back of the van and just make ourselves comfortable. And so we cut up mangoes and fruit and ate really good. Also, you're going to see a lot of pictures of cars because we had numerous guys along that literally loved cool cars. So, beware. Ford haters.
Where is this?
This is in DC. I'm not exactly sure where or why the picture's in this thing, but we just kind of didn't take every random picture out of it. first day we were walking around, just like in the evening. So, and this is only like the only picture we got of them being like natural and real, because normally they would let us take pictures like that. So you either like see side pictures like that one, or like pictures from the back, or them looking away from the camera. Me and Dad gave them a hard time about being little Amish kids, but we didn't really care about that one.
This is Friday evening here.
Yeah.
No, sure.
Also, we were gonna pose by this elephant, and Das was like, "No, wait, I love this elephant." And she's still like really mad and bitter at Jared for not telling her that was what it was, what it stood for. So we're still trying to help her deal with her problems. Yeah, this is all in DC. I'm not sure. I tried to convince Furman to take it out of this thing, but I have no idea. Pretty sure people were giving me a rough time.
Do you go into these buildings or?
Not all of them. Some of them we just took pictures of. This church we like went inside like the entryway, but we didn't go like inside the church. Also, we didn't ride in these buses. We just like took pictures of them.
Also, no one else would get personal pictures, so I had to be the guinea pig for all of Mervin's parents.
Also, notice that he's looking away and not at the camera. These are some people we met up with at DC, like close to the river. So we talked with them for a while and yeah, made really good friends with them. Kind of.
Are they Americans or?
No, they came from India. But the lady and her daughter just moved over within like the past year. But their uncle has lived over here for a while.
Where is it?
So here we're at the river that the Indian guy told us that it was George Washington's bathroom. I don't know what that means, but anyway, we hung out at this river for a long time and we wrote these letters. And we wrote like these letters to people if they find them, kind of like witnessing to them, or we put them in bottles and may or may not have thrown them out to sea. But yeah, very quickly.
This is also us, kids being responsible adults and like trying to find a campsite before midnight. But we were successful partway. We just slept out a parking lot in like some random town. We didn't get caught.
Talk about the rocket stove there.
It is here, we'll show it to you.
Okay. I think it's fine. You're making your own pizza?
Yeah, we put it in tinfoil. Like the pizza was like really cheap at the salvage store, so and the yogurts that we got were so good that we ate them all the time.
Also, Das wrote the journal for us, and like every other paragraph, she would put in a fun fact, and it was always amazing yogurt. Yogurt was good, or like the best yogurt ever. And we thought it was really funny, but it was amazing yogurt.
Where did you get the yogurt?
We got it at a silver store for like 12 containers for like $1, so it was like really cheap. We thought we were like
What was it?
brand. It was the Yo Plate.
Greek, right?
No, it wasn't Greek.
Oh, we got some there.
We also ate a lot of fruit, but we didn't get it out of dumpsters. So
And me and Jared were like always roasting fruit, which is really good. It's amazing. And you should definitely try it.
Wow, you guys, you know camping?
we went camping. This is breakfast. We like made our own toast, put butter on it. We did buy butter because we needed something, like some kind of oil. And we weren't as lucky as some other group who found oil in this dumpster. Again, our rocket stove. Sometimes it would smoke really bad, so we would just like cross our fingers and pray that like no authorities would come by and kick us out of camp.
Parking lot, you said?
Yeah, it's like some random parking lot close to like 50 miles out of DC. And there was quite a bit of other vehicles parked there, like maybe 20 campers in the evening. By morning when we got out, there was like 50 or so. Just random vehicles that would like, I don't even know what town it was in.
It was southwest of, or almost directly west of DC, along the interstate.
We cut up hot dog bags, but we didn't like kill everybody.
It's really fun washing dishes like this. Like it makes it so much more fun.
We also were supposed to take a tin can opener along, but I forgot. So the guys tried to open it with knives and they cut themselves. So I had to be mother, nurse, and like nurse them back to health. Thankfully, we had first aid kit.
Our stuff was in a complete mess in our car most of the time.
Obviously, it didn't help that me and Dad lounged from the back like every day. Thanks, Caleb.
Also, early that morning we got scammed because we went to buy chicken at the Walmart and we came back and there was a $20 counterfeit bill and it looked just like the real thing and it was cool.
And change.
So I have no idea what Das is doing here, but this is Das' natural, like, she would do weird stuff all the time, but it was funny. You can defend yourself.
Are you back in DC now or what?
Yeah, this is the next day.
So you went out when you came back?
Yeah, we did. We drove around for like a long time looking for a campsite. So we ended up only like 50 miles out of DC. So the next morning we head back in.
Did you get 75 miles?
Yeah, we got 75 miles in.
It was also really cool when we were just walking around, like it was amazing to see how much like histories in like just a tiny area, like just it was really cool because there's so many memorials and stuff.
I can't remember.
As far as the go. The Roosevelt.
We thought about pushing them in there, but just kidding, we didn't think about it.
First water.
Yeah. We saw that from a distance and we figured it was a town because we probably couldn't have entered it anyway, so we're crossing our fingers.
What's that?
Don't ask me. So I took a picture of him taking a picture, and the picture he's taking is like this picture right here. We jaywalked to get to this place, so we were definitely doing illegal stuff all the time. But we didn't care. That's actually us. It's not. It's some random people. You probably did. We almost thought about going up to them and like asking them to take pictures with us so we could meet famous people, but we figured they weren't quite famous enough.
I thought about going and asking if we could use some but I didn't.
Andy had to get a picture by her estate, but you know, she got a picture with us and ours too, so.
That's the two worlds. We did see a sniper on the roof, but we thought he was on his phone, so we're not exactly sure what he was doing. He was actually doing something good or just having fun.
I really wanted to see if I could like break through somehow and get to the White House, but there were these cops standing there and like, looking at us, so.
We would have been up to the challenge though.
Today, that's my like get an ass motion.
We did get a group picture here, thanks to some nice guy who like took really good pictures of us.
Yeah, I wanted to do one at least. I thought that would get us a lot of points, but it didn't go over very well.
We just didn't want Dash to like faint or anything like that. I feel like me and Das are like the only people you would see on here because we actually like pose once in a while. She'll also see Queen of physicality because she poses quite well.
It was like everything we looked at was historical. Like there was this random stone that I was like, oh my god, this is historical. So we got a picture of it, and like this random statue, and like it was everything.
Where is this? Is this in DC?
Yeah, this is some little cabin of.
I think it's called a Lockkeeper's Cabin.
It's on the north.
And we were on the inside, so we obviously can count it as a point.
Picture was definitely calendar worthy.
Also, this next picture, we're not going to read the sign off because it's not like appropriate.
Later we zoomed in and I read it to everybody, and let's just say that it's a good thing we're not reading it here.
We also played spikeball along the river like a while back, and the girls were supposed to win. We almost won. We're not bitter, but our vehicle quit working.
So this guy with this nice dog came and jumped on the green.
Oh, there's the Jeep they had to be.
Okay, so our car, we just jumped it, but then it quit, like right at the intersection. And so we're just like rolling, no power down the hill. We have no power here, we're just rolling. So we thought we should put on a marker.
All our flashlights.
You're like gonna die. We all thought we were gonna like die.
Everyone be quiet.
Yeah, I think they're dancing later.
Here, yes, these, let's play these. We were still saying that, okay? This is too late, they see that we're stopped. Maybe we should keep repeating. Guys, we can bring them an ice cream. We were hardcore ice cream lovers, so like, the thought of going to heaven and having ice cream was great. So what happened? We had our car quit working when we were at the gas station. Again, this sign. Me and Dad were trying to be like doing ministry while we were traveling, so we put the sign on the back of the vehicle, and then we were like, we might as well just put a sign back there that says help, you know.
And no one stopped to help us, even though we had a red jacket on.
It was kind of funny because when the car quit working at the gas station, they fixed it and we were like driving out. We were so happy it was working, and then we pulled up to like turn right to go onto the highway, and all of a sudden we were like, Mervin, the car quit working, and Mervin just starts laughing. He looked back and we started laughing, and we just all like bust out laughing, and then we like rolled down the highway at an insane speed of like 2 miles per hour, and we're still laughing our heads off, and we could have died, but you know, anything could happen. I think the alternator was bad. Yeah, and the battery. There was a really nice guy that stopped to help us fix it.
When he saw the red jacket.
Yeah, he also probably saw the sign that said Jesus is for you and against you, and he thought Jesus might need some help. Also, guys, this is not true. I did not take a shower for 2 hours straight. It was supposed to be a picture of me, like, in the bathroom, like,
We'll show those, yeah.
but the picture's not on because the video's not quite working quite right. But we weren't in the shower for 2 hours, like, we took turns, so, like, overall, maybe, like, hour per person or something.
Yeah, we were so tired. Like the night before this, we were so tired, and we finally bought showers. It was the best showers of our life.
That was Salt Lake, okay? Also, we tried giving you, like, the calmest and, like, the nicest quotes because we left the new ones out. We use it to, like, squirt the fire and squirt people. Mostly people.
You were cooking that over the rockets.
Yeah.
So this is after church.
The flowers are from our dumpster diving experiences, so the hot cocoa was me and Cass argued the fact, okay, it was like 2 something at Aldi, and I thought we should buy hot cocoa, and the others thought we should. I thought we should buy ice cream. I didn't win.
good. It was soaked in butter and like amazing chicken and rice. It was really hot chocolate afterwards.
We did go to church, but I'm not sure why the videos aren't on here. I think it's because it's kind of lengthy. Or maybe the photo got cut off.
But everyone at our church was like over 60, and the pastor was like 70. And he played the organ.
Some of the bells, we just went here because some of them hadn't been here yet, and we just decided to show them. And we didn't spend any money. We only got free fudge samples, and someone gave us coins so we could shoot. So we like had 10 shots per person or something.
It was like the perfect amount for all of us to get like the same amount of shots, and like Mandy was a really good shot.
Then we went and tried out their chairs. Also more cool cars.
Jared, when we saw these cars, Jared was like non-stop taking pictures. Okay, the reason that we're called the Plugs. The reason that we're called the Plugs is because there was a point where we were like, it was late, we're trying to get out to sea and there's traffic everywhere. And we come to a point, there's like 4 lanes of traffic, and we go like right across it in our long minivan. It's just there holding up like 4 lanes, and it was like the plug in the bathtub. DC.
It was kind of funny because we were trying to get a name for our group and finally just decided that we're literally like the Plugs in the bathtub of DC. So that's why we're Plugs.
Thank you.
There's 2 more.
Do you have more to say, Mervin?
There's 2 more photos I want to show.
2 more photos?
Yeah, more details and like that.
Yeah, we got a picture with the pastor.
I'll show that one.
It was also kind of funny. One night we were trying to look for showers, and we couldn't find showers, and we couldn't find showers. So finally I called this campground, and I was like, hi, and the lady's like, hey, you already called me, and I don't have any showers or tent sites available. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, bye. And I'm like, bye. And later I realized that I called her like twice, and so she was pretty annoyed at us, because it was like 12 midnight or something. It was like midnight or something, so.
This was the photo.
That's when we were like trying to take showers.
The pastor said that he was 39 and holding, but we didn't really believe him, so.
Folks, we'd like to interrupt a little bit to explain, or do you have more? Mervin? Go ahead, Mr. Coons.
Okay, so. Okay, so they had some goals and some rules that they were all trying to follow. And we want to, Steve and I are the judges, we're going to try to figure out a total for that. If you plug this in, HDMI, use the cord up front, Caleb. So I'm just going to quiz them and you can watch what's happening. How many miles did you got?
939.
939? Okay, and how much did you spend on total and parking? Okay, so who's asking you guys?
Okay, it's about 35, 75.
Would that include parking in DC or not?
That's not working.
Okay, and what do you spend on parking?
42.62.
Groceries,
55.
total, the whole week. Other expenses.
Gas. Like mileage.
No, that's it. That's it. Sweet. You never count the coins at the villas? Oh, what do you pay for the showers?
Yeah, you know,
I think there was also. We just quick rob somebody or something.
I can check here.
Carry these 12 cents. Yeah, we'll get those collaborated. How many states? I have 6. Count DC. Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, DC, PA, and Ohio. Okay, okay, what was that mileage again? Okay, how many acts of ministry did you perform? Your son? Okay, I'll count those 3. No, if there's no proof, there's no ministry. What? Okay. Sang how many songs?
Like 3 songs.
3 songs.
Oh, 13 rooms. 13 rooms. That's pretty good.
And they use the mic to speak because they're asking questions. You can barely hear what they're saying.
Thanks.
We also played the piano and sang like one song,
4.
just like whoever could hear.
I'll count that as,
And then we also
count as 2. You can put down like.
Then we also did like 5 bottles, and we each personally wrote like a note to someone, and then we put it into seat, or may or may not have fluent into seat. So,
I'd say 3 of those might have reached that definition of practice.
we ministered to like 2 total people, I think. We taught them, 2 total people. And we also taught the Indian people for like, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe 3.
How many were there?
There's 3 of them.
Where, someone asked the question, where did you play the piano and sing songs?
At the nursing home.
Which nursing home?
Blossom.
Okay. Oh, they got back in time to do Blossom. Sweet.
I do more. And that's when don't like our
We might do this for one group and then just get the totals together. Because I'd like them to know what you're all aiming at.
Part of what we're doing here is educating the folks.
How many heartfelt testimonies did you give in church?
So we didn't really ask for testimonies, but like we had Sunday school class and a few guys spoke up kind of, like we asked questions, stories, so like,
Okay.
that's your picture of pastor, we got that.
Okay. Good. Creative souvenirs. Piece of gift, is that creative? Yeah, it's creative. That's good.
Okay, wait, one more.
Oh, you have counterfeit money.
We have
That's
to
awesome.
count the money and we have this call.
Yeah, there's a piece of driftwood. Like, do you have the $20 bill?
Yeah.
That can go back.
We did not listen.
Oh, there's a souvenir. Look at this thing.
These are the most. That's more like a creative idea
I like
collect,
the Sunday school stuff too.
we collected license plates, like the states and stuff. So we got all the states except 11, and we also got Diplomat of Puerto Rico, U.S. government, and Washington, D.C., and Ontario.
She kept,
Sunday school books from the church.
she kept. So they collected states by finding their license plates. Like these are all license plates that they saw.
Yeah, just sit.
Yeah, you'll have to judge it all. Okay, how many were food, sewers, and water as we offer that? Huh?
Everybody wants.
Hey, can I argue with the fact that I was in the shower over midnight?
This is,
I know, it looks.
pass that around, that's pretty awesome. It's highly
The
illegal.
only difference we could find was, if you look here, the 20, and then this design here is not, is smooth with the paper.
So how did that fall into your hands?
Through the tool plaza, he gave it back to us as change.
We're guessing that's where it came from.
And then they went to Walmart to buy chicken and self-checkout, right?
Yes.
Then
And the guy was going to give us a $20 bill because we were trying to put it through the self-checkout and it didn't go through. Then he looked at it and was like, wait, this is counterfeit. And I was
So the
like,
self-checkout caught it.
Yeah.
You see. Yeah, pass that up and down the benches.
Also, you notice,
Pretty illegal.
normally when you try it,
$20 hold it. It'll turn out a color.
it doesn't turn.
So,
Send it back, and make sure it comes back.
we kind of 12 o'clock shower thing.
I think it was like 3 of us in the shower.
We had 3 showers,
The police version water. That day and that day.
we had 3 showers.
I think we had 3 showers maybe over that time, but
Okay, we'll kick it out, sorry.
I mean, we were showering for like 40 minutes.
Showers were sweet because we bought 2 and we got that lady pool springs and got a third one so free.
And we had a limited,
And unlimited.
How many was that? Like, what?
$20.
I mean, submerged water counts.
Yes.
Life stories.
9 points. We all share life stories.
You all shared life stories. That's really cool. Was that happening at a campfire?
No, we just, while we were traveling.
Oh, we were traveling. Okay. Very good. Historic landmarks, so let's not count. Please have a total.
I'm pretty sure we had 16.
I'm just gonna leave them.
They should have, these have to know what the thing was that was.
We wrote it down on paper.
They knew what it was, they just forgot. It's been like a month.
I don't know. Sorry.
Have you asked the question to the strangers?
We didn't ask that. I totally forgot that.
What was the
The
question?
question is, if you could ask Jesus a question, what would you ask him?
Yes. Okay, very good. And picture with impulsive person? No. Did you debrief every day?
We debriefed every day.
That's 3 times.
Also, yes.
Okay.
Also, I don't know if this counts or not, but we had devotions morning and evening. It's fine. I mean, it said have devotions, but since, I
We did
know,
it once with the requirement.
like we had an evening and morning. It's okay, you don't have to count it. We still.
Sure. Sure.
There's only like 2 extra. We didn't have devotions Friday morning. So, also, creative ideas that we had, we just looked at. So, my mom's like, we should try to get bonus points for a van not working and us fixing it. I don't know if that's a cool idea or not.
Who fixed it?
Jared, you have
So can they,
Tell us about how you fixed it.
So we broke down, I asked him about when we broke down, we were at the gas station and it turned out the battery was dead. So we got the guy to jump us, we went about maybe 60 feet, the van died again. Then we coasted maybe a quarter mile downhill and then I Googled for an AutoZone, which was 0.7 something miles away. And I asked them, should I just walk up, get a battery and an alternator? And Howard said, I'm not carrying the battery, and Jared was like, I'm not carrying the alternator. So I asked, should I get an Uber? And they were like, well, we have no other option. So I downloaded Uber, Uber was 7 minutes away. I went to AutoZone, came back, and we timed from the time we started taking the old alternator and battery out to the time the new one was in, the van was running, which was right around a half an hour. But overall, we were down for maybe an hour and a half.
Great to see it comes out. Very good. Very good. Any reasons we should find? Any reasons we should find?
They think we maybe listen to the song, but I don't think that. Their rules are the same, but I'm pretty sure we listen to all the songs.
Alan Jackson is a rush
I'm pretty sure we listen to all the songs.
Okay, anything else?
We named our band. We named the band Roxy. No.
Can they have a microphone again?
It's about ways to save money. And I think, in that, to me, saving money is valid. And so doing your own repair has some merit. Naming your band, that's fine, but I don't think that's about it.
Should we give it 5?
I forgot, we also have a point for picking up trash, or we picked up trash in, DC along the river, like a whole bag. Is it 2 bags? It was really gross before that.
Oh, you fixed you made the beach look better.
You have to hold it like for like.
The spot, yeah. 3. Okay, and so that's what we're gonna be doing with every group, but not in this format, unless you really like that. It's kind of detailed and nitpicky. Yeah, so please just do that quietly.
Did you count enough showers then? Fully submerged water. Yeah, I got 6.
There were 6 of them. They took long showers before midnight and after midnight.
Yeah, they should count too.
They weren't dry twice. The audience could persuade.
Very valid.
What's the audience's attitude towards counting it?
Would you thumbs up counting that? Would you thumbs down?
Very good. Okay, so we go to the next group now.
Would you say when you're voting, the 3 teams can't vote?
What?
Would you say only the audience can vote when you're taking notes?
Yeah.
It might be.
So the next 2
The audience,
groups,
but not the teams.
Right. It might be.
great slideshow, by the way. If you'd get more big picture narration, like why you're doing what you're doing, what your target is, what your goal is, what's the story that's happening connected here.
So our group, what we'll do is we'll read our journal and then show you the pictures after the journal.
Of that day.
Yeah, of that day.
Okay, so Friday and Saturday.
Basically,
Let's get over it.
The Adventures of the Tubers, Day 1. We met at DCS at 7:30 with the intent of starting at 8 o'clock sharp, but a few certain people who will remain unnamed apparently thought there was a brunch meeting. Our group loaded up and took pictures while waiting. Once we had prayed for and left the weekend, we took off and roared over to Aldi's, which hadn't opened yet. However, we were excited to find an excellent spoil in their dumpster. Unfortunately, the rest of the dumpsters throughout the day were empty or only had cardboard. Our route for the day was to go through Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, then camp in Virginia. Most of our first stops were unsuccessful dumpster attempts or gas stops. In one small town, Caleb spotted the steeple of a beautiful cathedral, so we veered off the road and drove into the college campus. The cathedral had been built in 1869 and was completely stunning. The side wall was adorable and the front entrance magnificent. Of course, the lighting of the pictures was tragic, but watching Caleb race to get in the picture in time made up for it. The rest of the morning consisted of sleeping, playing games, listening to comedians, and Caleb's endless stream of awful puns while our drones fell on deaf ears. Just kidding, they were great. Oh, and making fun of ants every time we smelled something. We skipped lunch since we couldn't find anything, but later snacked on Aldi's floor while laughing, suffocating, face-clenching sobs about the bits of rotten fruit and banana peels we flung out the window, nearly hitting the cars behind us. Eventually, we bought food at a DG, getting enough for 2 meals for $10. We were hungry enough to be ecstatic at the thought of ramen noodles. We drove all afternoon, finally reaching the beginning of the Blue Ridge Parkway at about 6:30. We stayed on the lookout for an eternity, marveling over the perfect photo lighting. Also, I attempted to get food hot by taking the vending machine. It was very fruitful. We took a few pictures of the signs and headed up the parkway, snapping photos as we went. Also exploring an old British cabin and homestead, and being scared by the cutouts of cow and horse. When we reached the campground, we drove around looking for an empty spot, and returned to the entrance to pay, meanwhile getting very confused and slightly lost. We set up camp and made supper, which consisted of ramen noodles, fried peppers, hot dogs, and pineapples. It was truly delicious. We then took turns showering in lukewarm cold water. Afterwards, we hunkered around the fire, Delbert and Nikki sharing their life stories. We sat there talking about the day and then decided to name ourselves the Tubers. Eventually, we went to bed, which was frigid. Also, Vance and Nikki claimed they heard someone breathing heavily outside the tent. No one admits to it, and there were bear warning signs everywhere. So, and we survived. All in all, the day itself was mostly driving, but cold showers and beds gave us all the energy we wanted.
So I'll just note before we start, our day, basically we created the plan the first day, and then for the rest of the trip we just had lots of ideas, so we were pretty spontaneous. We just kind of went, did things as we would. This is the college that we visited the first day.
That was just like a random shot. I didn't even look at the camera to take the picture, so okay.
Caleb had to run.
So this is like at least like 60 or 70 feet, and I had to set the camera at like 30 or 15 seconds. I had to run up there before the camera took the picture. The sun was horrible and mighty.
What's the name of that campus? College?
I don't know, we had a sign. Here, I went up to a random lady at Dollar General and I asked her if I could pray for her, but it's good. I said, God bless you, so, you know.
This is the first place where we bought food.
$10 is it?
Oh, we brought food. The mangoes, we don't know what was wrong with them, but they were like really skinny and tiny. We got them out of a dumpster, so I don't know what was wrong.
This mango. So something about the mangoes, I think they were spiked or something, so the girls started eating them and they literally did not stop laughing for like 10, 15 minutes later. It was uncontrollable laughter, like it was insane. I think we were actually concerned, I was concerned. Well, as you can see, Hosanna just losing it. Yeah, so this was before the Blue Ridge Parkway was going up and down the beach. It was extremely cold, and as you can see, they had very different expressions on their face. Oh, and also look at Nikki's hand. Like, that's such a bond. Like, it's
sometimes really good. Happens a lot. So that's why we're not always.
So where did you sleep here? This is the next morning.
No, this is Friday evening at like 6:30.
We'll get to the campground.
What's this?
This is the guy who also stopped. It was kind of like a visitor center, information center, and he stopped. So I started asking him a few questions about the parkway, and then I ended up asking him what question he would ask Jesus if he was close. I asked him what question he would ask Jesus if he would ask me a question he would want. And he started thinking for a while, and he ended up saying that it's too deep of a question to just have an answer to the question, so he didn't actually answer it then.
Still have some effects of the mom.
Okay, so that was Vange, I think, trying to get up because she wanted to sit on the top of the side.
I didn't get up. Taylor did.
So, I had to set the camera for 10 seconds, and it was like 30 feet away, so I had to run up behind the sign. It was like an 8-foot sign. I had to climb to the back and sit on top before the camera took the picture. So, they got a big kick out of it.
It's pretty impressive. He was very good.
That's pretty good. Were you on the north end of the Blue Ridge Park?
Yeah, it's all over there.
So this was like a dark picture, so the quality is horrible, but this is actually like a whole town of buildings that like, they had like a cellar with like a hole dug out with concrete so it stayed cool to put like, they had water and stuff in there so you could cool off your milk or whatever. But that right there was the original cabin from back in World War. Yeah, that's an actual legit British cabin that they moved over.
It's pretty much completely dark here right now.
Yeah.
The quality is, the picture is very good, but.
We finally ate supper after like all day, so.
Oh,
Oh, they smell like chicken. It smells like stool.
Where are you here?
At the campground.
It was along the Blue Ridge Parkway, just
so this was like, I don't know, 10:30 in the evening, and this is how much we planned ahead. We didn't start looking for a campground until it was like 8 o'clock in the evening, and all the campgrounds were either like closed or then booked.
Also, notice Caesar, our mascot, sitting by the fire. They're warm.
How did you cook? Is that the wood you took along?
Some of the wood we took along, but we also. I just looked at the woods.
We only had like starting firewood, so we had to go out in the wood and actually get like actual firewood.
So Caleb, you had very little starting firewood, is what you're saying.
Right, we only had killing just to get the fire started, then like baking it, or like in the evening, like after it was started, then we had to actually go out and get actual firewood.
We almost completely cleared out our section of the
Yeah,
woods.
dude, the woods is clean over there.
It's over cold enough to last night for everyone.
So, did you not have to pay for the campsite?
Yeah, we
Yeah, it
did.
was $30. This is the next morning here.
We got showers with that.
It was like 35 degrees.
This is breakfast.
Yeah, this.
It was so delicious. It looks really good.
Well, the only only thing we had to eat Friday was chew gum and those spiked mangoes, and we had a bunch of
Ramen
bananas.
noodles.
Yeah, no, we didn't eat that.
No, wait.
Well, that was supper, but during the day what we had to eat was spiked mangoes, and then we had like 4 bananas that we had to split up, or like 5 bananas. So that's all we had the whole day. We chewed gum.
Also, me and Rosanna ate leftover ramen noodles for breakfast, but the others wouldn't.
I did.
Oh, you did?
That was a part that dropped dead.
Oh, we found our greatest find
Yes.
for the desert was cooking oil.
Yeah, we found vegetable cooking oil in Aldi's. It was amazing. Yeah. We also found like 2 dozen eggs there.
So that was later.
You're right. Big old quick shots. So this was driving along the Blue Ridge Parkway right here, going up and down, like it was very windy.
That was a water along the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Well, you know you gotta get that perfect angle. So.
You'll
It's up
see
there.
it.
You'll see it. Just FYI, we did not have a lot of time to spend on
I
organizing
think
this
that might be
video.
one of the pictures.
So, yeah.
Can you explain what our famous person, the rock thing, was all about?
It was play on words, I guess you could say. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Yeah.
Did you see the big rock?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, there's like a ginormous rock.
Beside the road.
Yeah.
I think this might be the picture that I was taking when I was looking at it.
Or the video.
We only had a couple cars waiting, I think.
So, quality here, we had some guys stop by and anyway, so we had some people stop by, they were looking at the view too, and so I give the camera to the wife and he's like, yeah, she doesn't know how to take pictures. And so he grabs the camera, it's her husband. Anyways, it takes a couple pictures, but you know, as you can tell, the focus wasn't right and all that kind of stuff. But we tried. And this is the couple that's trying to get a selfie. Now look at this sign over there. There's a motorcycle going off the road, like flying off. It's
We
very
thought it
good.
was funny. I don't know why, but we did.
What was it?
It's a picture of a road with a motorcycle flying off the road. Really rock it out.
We sang along with our
Okay, so this was, we had stopped for gas, and
It was on our way to DC.
yeah. And the girls asked to play with her, and she's like, sure, go ahead. And then we started talking, and we told her what we were doing, you know, and she's like, that is really cool. She's like, nowadays, young people like never do this, and she's like, I told her we're probably gonna put it on YouTube. She's like, I am definitely gonna go check it out once you have it on YouTube.
She told us her name so that we can look her up on Facebook
Yeah.
and tell her what we do. And she also told us that she was praying for us to win, so.
Yeah.
I don't think the prayer worked. She must have not prayed very hard.
But here we're at Burger King. Okay, guys, so we were extremely hungry and we had ran out of food.
But guys, we felt really good about ourselves because we only bought stuff on the dollar menu, okay? Yeah, one thing per person, yeah, it was good.
I think we pretty much hit the dumpsters right after they kicked them out of school. Our only option.
Well, literally, like we hit like 30 dumpsters, but everything was cardboard and then trash. Like it was annoying.
Just ask her.
Oh, well, I would say around 30. Like there's, well, usually when there's one dumpster, there's 3 or 4. So, and
had like their disposal, and then they had cardboard and stuff. So it was frustrating.
It was Friday after lunch, so I'm guessing they probably cleaned up for the weekend. But this was just just before we're getting into the city, close to DC.
We were on the Blue Ridge Parkway and we were like 3 hours away from DC, so we just decided we wanted to go there. So that's when we decided. No.
Okay. So if anybody need explain, but this is a security detail for a famous person, and I've only seen it in movies where it's all this, protected and everything. But they came up behind us, and I was like, oh my goodness, this would be so cool if we could break it up. So we did. So go ahead.
But he drove really slow. So
Yeah, so speed limit was 35, and I went all the way down to like 28 or something. So they had to break it up.
this is just before it. We were freaking out. So.
If you all were quiet, you might be able to hear a comment.
So at that point, I had the gas pedal totally flat trying to catch up. I'm going to get out the car. Anyways, this is that, yeah, so you can see. There's just some random videos of security lines getting into the building. So she's like, no pictures, but what she didn't know is I was taking a video, so this is, you'll see it, but she'll tell me that I can't take any pictures, so joke's on her.
This is the Arlington Cemetery. It's crazy how straight they get their rows. They have lots of white tombstones. Like literally, like it is literally not more than like 2 inches off from like 300 feet down the road. Like that's how perfectly straight they are. And if you like look sideways, they're like going on an angle, going out that way. Like everything is within, I would say, probably a quarter inch of, like every 10 feet. Like there's a stone every like 6 to 8 feet. But they're so perfect, it's insane. Like going over our lines and stuff, it stayed perfectly like a long couple hundred feet.
We found these really cool white pillars, so we took some videos, and they're super dramatic, but just enjoy them because we feel so cool in them. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. This right here is insane. If you watch his hand, every time his right foot comes forward, his hand is in front of his body, and every time it goes back, it's behind him. So it's like, it looks like a robot, honestly. Like, it is crazy.
This was different. There was lots and lots of veterans there. There's like news channels. It was like a special ceremony for some first schools were like presenting like a wreath. You'll see the kids have theirs.
So this guy was extremely tall, literally, he's probably 6'5" or something. When he came up to me, I was standing like all the way in the back. He came up to me like a foot away, and I literally like had to look up. He had to look up at him like it almost hurt my neck looking up at him. He was extremely
Robert, do
tall.
you want to see what happened to your arm?
I was taking a video for over 10 minutes and I felt like my shoulders over.
Like he was going like this above the people for 10 minutes.
He like couldn't move his arm. That's just a
I basically couldn't lift my own arms.
If you're quiet, you can hear him barking orders or whatever they're calling.
And it was super quiet, like no one would talk at all.
It was funny because somebody just went off like an alarm and everybody just like looked at me.
There was a lot of people there, like it was crowded.
That tune is known as.
So this is just a random picture of a restaurant.
Yeah.
I think kind of like we were there for like 20 minutes, I think. But guys, okay. So we had eggs and hot dogs for breakfast, okay? And so this was 5 o'clock in the evening. We again hadn't eaten anything all day. So
Well, we had Burger King.
oh, we had Burger
We
King
had
at
Burger
like
King for
12
no
o'clock or something. That was only 1 sandwich each. So we were getting very depressed. It was definitely a weak moment, but it felt really good. Right, so we were in DC and we couldn't find like a parking lot or something to cook a fire. So we were like, we're just gonna like kind of stop in here, but not really, but kind of stop in here. So we the truck kind of pulled in there kind of.
But we
Anyways.
did this.
This is our ministry right here, man.
They had a bullet board with pictures.
Yeah, it was really
Everyone
cool.
could write
Yeah.
stuff, so we wrote that.
It was like, I don't know, it wasn't very much at all, like the cost. It was pretty low, I think, probably.
Your bookkeeper was.
But yeah, this was in the evening, so they had the lights on in the porch.
So right there, I'm trying to tell a man how to take a picture, you know, you need to keep, and she like took a picture of like our heads on down. What kind of picture is that? But anyways, yeah.
This is Saturday
This is
evening.
Saturday night, yeah.
Yeah. And it's getting close to dark.
We stayed here a long time, like at the National Mall.
Like that.
How close did you get to the other group at any point?
A couple hours apart.
I think at least 3 hours.
Yeah.
At 3:30, I think we had already headed out of our coastal.
Okay, so we were there at like 6:30 or 7.
Okay,
6:30.
2.5 hours maybe.
So this is a wall. I don't know if you guys know it, but it is probably 50 feet long, and it starts off at like 6 inches tall. And by the end of it, it is like 12 foot tall. And there's names like printed like that. The whole entire way, it's like in a 90, so it's like 40 feet long each way with names printed on it, like people that have died, like in the world. Actually, it's more than 40
Are
feet.
those lights on the floor?
Yeah,
They're like on the floor shining up on the
shining up on the names.
Oh.
It's pretty much completely dark right here.
This is for Caleb.
We were very experienced in taking pictures in the dark, so yeah.
This was super relaxing. It was like dark, so we just sat here for a long time and listened to the water. And
The water was sounding absolutely amazing. There was like lights, as you can see, like shining up, and yeah, it was.
Did you know where you were going to be sleeping
right there.
We didn't know at this
So
time.
we got there at like 6:30 or something, or no, probably 7, but we didn't leave there till like 9:30 or something.
Yeah, this was probably.
Caleb fell asleep for a while. And Delvin.
Trying to picture being super relaxed, and not knowing where you're going.
Oh, and then we put up some dumpsters that night.
So yeah, that same night on the way to a campsite, which was like 2 hours away, was closest one that we thought was available. At this dumpster, we found. Oh yeah, we found 2 dozen eggs, and yeah, we found there was like 24 packs of like Coke, so we like loaded up on that. So that was good.
Expiration date?
So we went. It was out here like a month, but we went and tried to find a campground that had showed online, and we couldn't find it. And this was getting probably 11 o'clock in the evening. And we couldn't find anything, so we just pulled out in a park. And we decided the girls could sleep in the truck, and then us guys were sleeping outside in our sleeping bags.
It was getting kind of stressful before we found a place to sleep, but the girls claimed that didn't cause any emotional trauma or anything, so I guess we all survived.
Delvin
But,
apologized for not taking care of our spirits.
So we were sleeping, and then like 5 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and it started raining. I'm like, well, I'm not getting in the truck. So I just like buried myself in the sleeping bag, and then Van just starts yelling out at us guys.
They were so stubborn, they were gonna sleep in the rain.
She's like, why are you guys still out there? So we all piled into the truck like 5:30 in the morning, and then tried to sleep till like 7 or 7:30. So this was Sunday
Oh,
morning.
and then we woke up. Oh yeah, thank you, Sarah.
They were playing there at the pavilion, they were playing cook breakfast in the morning. When we woke up in the morning, the windows were all steamed up, and so we like made it cold to like look out through, and there were a bunch of ladies doing yoga down in the pavilion at like 7:30 Sunday morning. So we just sat there and like watched them for a long time.
We're trying to work up our spirits.
After we left that place, we went up to, we actually tried out several, what is it called? Gyms, several
Like
gyms.
YMCA, we drove around the
We
lot.
wanted to find a shower before Sunday morning for church, and we ended up skipping breakfast, and we just used Dunkin' Donuts bathroom to get ready for church.
Washed our
We
hands.
looked great there.
Like,
Wow.
Like we literally took our luggage totes into the bathroom, had
There was this one person that just like looked at me weird, which I believe I would too, but I like roll my whole suitcase in there, and then like half an hour later I roll it back out, and he just like keeps on looking at me. I'm like, sorry.
Then we went to a church and they didn't really give us an opportunity for testimonies, but Delbert raised his hand and asked. So they let him go up front and take testimony, but then afterwards the preacher like got upset at him because I guess he said something that.
No, he didn't get upset. I just
Well,
said a few things that didn't quite agree with their theology.
he testified from Revelation.
Right.
So.
Basically, Delbert had said something that contradicted what he believed, and what he believed is if you're saved once, you're always saved. You don't have to repent if you like sin tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I think he didn't think we need to repent, but he didn't think we could lose our salvation. He did thank me. He did thank me for sharing, and he said he does welcome what I said because he said it was from the Bible.
This is the
There was like 20 people there total. The jams were amazing though. It was really good. What? They were playing guitars and stuff.
We also got prayed for a lot.
We got played for literally like 5 or 6 times before we walked out.
Jose, do you want to talk about?
Oh, okay. So there was this woman, she's probably 60. She comes up to us boys and hands us $2.25 as a donation for the trip. And then behind her back, she goes over to the girls and tells the girls if we don't see that $2.25, that we know that she told the girls that us boys had it. So make sure we get it.
Because women are so much better at handling finances than men. So then a person at church told us that how he goes to, it's like this river walkway, there's lots of homeless people. So we went and I don't know how many, we maybe talked to like 9 or 10, like they just kind of walked along this, hang out along this river.
So this was a really nice creek in this town, and it was raining, but we talked to like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 5 or 7 people in this area. 8. Yeah. And there was a lot of homeless here. Some of them were waiting till the library opened. Some of them were going to go to the soup kitchen. But there's this one lady, her name was Dawn, and she was about 59 years old. And I just walked up to her and we started asking her questions. And one of the first questions I asked her was, where did you, that's my mic went off.
Anyways, just to butt in here a little bit, but you know how we judge people by how they look, and I walked up to her and I was like, oh my goodness, let's just kind of like go on past her because she did not look very nice. And then we talked for 5 minutes. She's like, I used to judge people and it's easy to judge. I got so convicted so quick. She put me right back where I belong. But anyways, like, so we started talking and she started like quoting scriptures and stuff. And it was amazing. Like she was saying how, so the reason she was homeless is because her husband had like, I don't know if he had won the lottery or something, but his business was extreme. Like he was making all kinds of money, so he kicked her out of his house or something. And her boys are very rich, so they kicked her out too, so she didn't have the choice but go homeless. So, and then she was also saying how that she's okay with being homeless, I guess, is kind of what she said, but that she was devoting her life to staying homeless so that she could minister Jesus to the homeless people around her. And that really, that blessed us so much because it was raining and I did not want to get out of the truck. We just wanted to go home. Like, it was a Sunday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was not a nice day to go out and talk to people.
Which town are you in?
This is Fredericksburg.
Yeah, Fredericksburg.
Is my mic? Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, my mic. So one of the first things I asked her was, where did you live before you lived in this town? And she's like, oh, you don't want to hear, I'm 59 years old and I have a long life story. And immediately she starts telling us her entire life story. And it just cracked me up how she didn't think we wanted to listen to it, yet she was so eager to tell it to us. And she was a great inspiration to us. And she also prayed for us a blessing because she's she saw a sign in the sky, I guess somewhere in Revelation says that you will see something in the sky or a beacon or something. Anyway, she said that she saw that this year and that she believes Jesus is coming. And so she is living every day spreading God's word because she knows Jesus is coming at the end of this year or whatever.
So if you were just driving along, this is Caesar and he's resting his head on
So he took the front seat, look at that. I mean, yeah. Okay, so on the way back, we were going through Pennsylvania, and I wasn't quite sure where to stop because this was getting probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30 maybe, and we hadn't eaten yet since 10 or 11. Oh yeah, we didn't eat. Okay, fine, we didn't eat breakfast. Anyways, and so this was in Bedford right here, and so I called up my aunt and asked her. We're a close place where we can have a campfire and stuff, so she told us. But before we got there, there was some festival going on, and so we stopped there. It was all kinds of old cabins and stuff. I think we'll see later on.
Town is Bedford.
Yeah.
And this is where we ate lunch.
Yeah, so this is where we ate lunch then. Yeah. Oh, and just a quick note, we bought bread at DG, and oh my goodness, it was like eating plastic. You tried to bend it, and it broke in half wherever you tried bending it. It wasn't even bread, and the ketchup was literally brown. It wasn't even red. It was disgusting. And the bread stuck to the roof of your mouth. Yeah.
But this meal was so good. We got peppers and onions and stuff all from dumpsters and eggs.
So we went and sauteed them before we put our eggs and stuff in there.
There's more ramen noodles on the back.
Oh yeah, that was the Coke that we had gotten the night before. We had saved some to.
And we got all that fruit and stuff. But
Yeah, we got 4 pineapples. That was what we survived on. just a quick note, but we put like 1,257 miles on it.
No,
How many states?
it was like 403.
Which side is this computer?
I'll get there till later.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Why were we called the tuber? Or what brought
Okay, so we were watching Tim Hawkins, he's probably Russian, I think, but he was on. He's actually good. He went to Minnesota to go tubing, and we went tubing, and we had a whole launch of the toe, and so that really, like, I don't know, that's
You did too.
oh yeah. But he had to listen to one where he mimics how women laugh, like that was.
So our team name was Team Yehuda because the only stable things were the free crackers we got right in the beginning, and they're called Yehuda crackers. So please enjoy. It was our main source of food.
And we brought you a snack.
Oh, disclaimer: Liz figured out how to use 3D effects and went a little crazy, so I did.
So where did you go?
We went to Chicago. We looked at a map and we're like, they think we're gonna go to DC or New York City, so we went to Chicago. That's why.
So our first day, we actually only went to Chicago on Saturday though. So I'm just gonna start playing our video. First I'm gonna.
Okay, you have to shut the mic on as he cuts it out.
So if you have questions, just yell them at us. We're just gonna kind of play our video.
Just kidding.
This has a good effect, so we're.
I can go back and turn. Set the volume on up, Liz, and I'll.
This is where we got the free crackers from, because it was M&M's.
Take the whole box.
No!
I would.
Cracker shells and snack.
This is our oil that's all the oil we bought.
I wouldn't let Liz buy butter, Laura.
So they went to the same dumpster after we had gone through it. Oh no.
Do you have a knife?
Yes. We didn't get near as involved. That's where you get I think this is about enough.
Andy was too embarrassed to help us, so.
We're on our way to Indiana, and where we're going to spend our first night, and we stopped in Chagrin.
first meal just in Ohio at a park, that's dumpster squash.
Oh, that's squash.
I'm gonna let Angela tell you how much we spent on food. Because
We spent under $10 total, and half of that was on one meal. So we got, like, we only went to salvage stores, and our total was gonna be under $5. But then we were in Chicago one day, and we realized that we couldn't stop and, like, start a fire. It would take too much time, so Liz made us buy brand new sandwich stuff. And it was really, it actually wasn't, like, high quality at all. We got the cheapest we could, and we prayed for the cashier to try to knock some of that money off.
that was to keep the water boiling, you know, make it boil quicker.
There's 2 kettles, both look like kettles going back.
The avocados were, like, rotten, but me and Uriah ate them anyway.
I was gonna say we did our best to make our food look trendy. The avocados were kind of why didn't even try.
It was not having them in the dish, it's not
Angela didn't like my rice and beans, but Uriah thought they were okay, and probably the rest of them.
He was hungry.
I'm wrong.
She brought out all the trendy pictures of our food.
Okay, I'm just gonna pause here to say that I've worked in healthcare now for a little while, and she would be a terrible patient.
She was so bad, she didn't tell me if I had high or low blood pressure at the end of it.
Well, I can imagine with Angela, I could not hear a thing when I put.
This is what we had to snack on, those crackers. Couch surfing is an app that it's pretty much like you let people stay at your house if you're able, and then you can stay at their house for free. You just go on and like book a night, like a hotel. It's a little sketch sometimes, but we found Mennonites in Indiana, so we felt very safe. No, we went to Indiana. No, we looked for Mennonites. We weren't trusting them. We thought about using it our second night, but we found some sketch. Islamic. That couldn't take us all anyway. They had a church event the first night, Mennonite people, so we just went straight there and met them there. We didn't know them at all before, so it was low-key awkward.
And this is their group. Andy, tell us about April's church group.
They're very interesting people. I think if you want to know right, they were a house church. Not that I'm going to hold that against them. But I'm not with that. But yeah, they were really friendly people. And once you got down, sat down and started talking with them, it was just fascinating to get to know them.
Do you remember any names?
They were in El Salvador.
Yes, they knew my grandma. They knew that she liked to talk to telemarketers.
And Margaret.
They were the big Yoder family.
Oh, is that where we were?
David Yoder, some of their children.
Are on that picture?
I think they are. Because I know some of them have a house church.
We knew we would need to pause on this picture for everyone to take a good look.
It's like the Mennonite game though.
We played
I know
games.
her in the background. Wait, that's, oh my goodness, that's here. This is Mark Troyer and his wife. He switched our church on Missouri.
Go forward one.
We're getting there. The food was amazing.
So good. So right there, so I know the girl there in the
Yeah, Marley.
black, yeah, I know her.
Those are Yoders.
Wow.
Which one is the Yoder?
With the green sweater, the next film.
Oh, she's not married. Oh, I didn't even know that. Anyways, next picture.
Probably 3 months ago.
Next picture, so that's
You're
Mark
right there,
Troyer
in
and
the
his
peach
wife.
dress sitting down. That's
That The seamstress is April, our host, just so you know.
She was on the cast after that. That was our connection.
And Mark's wife's her sister. Yeah, and so the one that in the black dress or whatever, that would be Mark's sister, Mark's wife's sister.
The guy there in the black shirt, obviously was in, like El Salvador or something, because he spoke Spanish. A couple of them there spoke Spanish, so yeah.
He called himself the shepherd of the flock, not the pastor. Oh yeah, this is a pastor of a church, so, and we got one on Sunday. Oh, this is at April's house. Andy is eating late night cereal.
Is his name Justin?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's his name, Justin.
It's never a long time
Justin
serious.
was number 2. Prisoners.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They gave us the boys' bedroom downstairs, and I think it must have been Justin who was out of town for ministry. Not sure where he slept when he came back. They didn't need but they gave us for that. And then we took showers in the evening as well. Nice hot showers.
This is the next morning then.
Is this your host?
This is our group picture with our host, yeah.
She's really cool. She's in nursing school right now, so that's really cool.
I think that's Janice's daughter.
This was our most expensive part of the trip, but it had to be done.
Let's just say us girls were a bit more stressed about the parking than our driver, who enjoyed, I think, driving around the city. The rest of us just watched very, yeah.
I think the stress carries over to Tad in the next video, perhaps.
Yeah.
We just got here and started walking around because it took us forever to find parking.
Parking was good.
It was rough, but we're finally walking around. We're struggling to find things.
We did find what we were looking for. 2 more things.
It's slow really season. It's not that great.
There was no water.
It's nice though. We're having fun.
If I could just describe our team a little bit, I would just say that we were an intense team. Either we were having intense moments where it was like God was smiling on us and we were having so much fun, or there were moments when we were kind of ready to go back to Ohio.
So in the evening, we each had a person that we would like. Liz made us say one bad thing about the person and one good thing. So during the day, we'd joke. We'd be like, "I want this person tonight."
I think we all wanted Uriah after party. He really did do a good job. It was just all around nerve-wracking.
We had the buddy system, so for safety reasons.
I have trouble finding parking, but I knew you'd find parking. We're at the other place, now we're at the beach. A great, big, shiny lime beach for no apparent reason.
Semicircle right there. They would have
So I accidentally deleted the picture, but we asked a lot of people the question, if you could meet Jesus, what would you ask? And we asked like, what, 20 times I think we had? We asked this Jehovah's Witness who she kind of confused us, honestly. We talked to her for like 5 minutes or something. She asked, what did she ask if we were Midianites or something? Yeah. Yeah. She gave us her card to look them up, and Andy wanted to keep her.
So when we asked people the question, we got some interesting responses because it's kind of just like a really hard question to throw at someone. One of our favorite responses was that I asked 2 women, and they were like, I asked Jesus if he can turn this water into wine.
Tell me where we are right now.
We're in an alley.
But Ashley, what do you have if something happens? Oh, for sure. Yeah.
We've been walking and gave the guy some food and the Bible, and we were going to the church with the Episcopal.
What's the story with that church?
It was one of the tallest steeples in the U.S. or in Chicago for sure. We actually couldn't get a very good picture of this.
We were only supposed to use this bathroom if we bought something, and we weren't gonna. So we went in and we used the bathroom, but then outside there was this homeless guy, and he was super aggressive. Like, he would not let us go. So we bought him nuggets.
There's kind of a long story. He was not listening to me, and so I handed him to Andy. And Andy went in and got him nuggets and prayed for him up at the counter, so that was a proud moment for us. Or I mean, a good moment.
Did that receipt get you in the bathroom?
We just went through anyway.
If you would meet Jesus, what would your first question
Am I
be?
going for the points here?
That you'd ask him?
Do you have a question that you asked?
What?
That's a
Forgive you, that's really good. Could I pray for you? Lord, I pray that you would be with this guy. What is your name? Pat. I pray that you would be with Pat as he is here. I pray that you would give him strength, courage, wisdom, show him your love, and help him to go through life day to day. Show him the light you have for him, and help him live for you in Jesus' name. Thank you.
So there's some quotes from Andy. He said, "Of course I have a male manicure set, and male health is not a joke."
You should have jumped.
Right now, we're eating ham, turkey, and cheese. Everybody Here comes pasta. This is where I decided I had to take care of my team. Because we didn't really have food, and we knew we were going to be hungry, and so we stopped at this supermarket, little store that we saw, and bought turkey and cheese and white bread for $5.57.
So we went to the soup kitchen, and we were there for like hours and hours.
Angela's hoping to score a lot of points. But in all reality, I think this was probably my favorite thing we did. Yeah, we'll show you pictures. It was just a good experience.
Am I right that Angela made plans ahead of the trip for you guys to serve at this place?
Yeah, we Google mapped it and then emailed them.
And Angela had to get us like papers printed out with our parents' signatures if we were underage, which we may have forged. She got us, Angela and Andy did a really good job of planning out our day in Chicago because, let's be honest, none of us knew what we were doing in Chicago beforehand. They gave us food.
We're at the soup kitchen and I cut lettuce and made salads.
I served it and washed fruits.
I chopped cabbage.
You should not see me.
I chopped cabbage and swept the floor, and I got to fix Andy's finger.
The guy yelled, "We're talking about you."
What are you saying?
I chopped
What's there to talk about?
feta cheese.
What?
What happened to
Oh, so that woman right there beside Andy, she had been cooking all day. She did like some fish patty type things. Crab cakes. She was so annoyed. So people went through the line and she had like chicken fingers or something for backup and everyone wanted it. And she was like telling me how she slaved away all day on these because people were complaining they were getting tired of chicken. She was not happy. I think she was low-key burned out, so it was nice we helped her, I guess.
She had cooked like all 3 meals, and when we left, I think they liked us. Anyway, we like prayed for her and talked to her, and she cried and stuff. So it was a really, really good experience. I'm really grateful that we got to do that.
What's up with the
I
lady?
think she was a bit burned out because she was telling me that she had to be there, the other person that was helping her had quit, or taking her off days had quit, so she had to be there 7 days a week, cooking 3 meals a day for these people. They weren't always very grateful for it.
How many people did you feed?
I think around 100. I think around 100 came in and fed there. And then afterwards, they gave us this box of food and some water.
Did you tell them what you
No, we were
No,
so
we
scared. We didn't tell them anything.
And they were throwing food away, and we were like, oh my goodness, we did this.
See guys, if you guys would have just waited and not gone to the stores, you could have gotten food, the fast food stores.
Which one was funner?
Okay. We said it was manna from heaven because we ate out of that like the rest of the time, or a lot of
I
it.
think we got 4 or 5 meals out of that box.
So many hard-boiled eggs in that box.
Like I said, we had a very weak moment, okay?
This was for our second shower. So the first night we all showered at April's, and then Uriah and Ashley showered the next morning. So the rest of us had to get submerged in water. This is Lake Michigan.
It was crazy.
Is this Saturday night or
Yeah,
Saturday?
Saturday night. we go. We got the last one now.
So, we just did something that might have been a little dark. We jumped into a freezing cold lake. I think now I know a little bit of what Navy SEALs feel like when we go through their cold water training. We couldn't find a bathroom to change this well, so we did it in the van. It was a little open.
Okay, you guys gotta hear the last part.
Cold water training. We couldn't find a bathroom to change this well, so we did it in the van. It was a little open, but it was safe.
So on the way out, before we ever got to the food kitchen, we had thoughts of heading to Wisconsin. Never made a decision of going there initially, but after we got done at the soup kitchen at a little after 7 o'clock, we were out in the van and we got the wild idea of heading to Wisconsin yet. I think it was what, 2 hours away? Yeah, after the cold water, 2 hours away. So we crossed the border at like 11:30 and then headed to look for a place to sleep. Finally found one like 15 minutes before we stopped. Ended up being in Michigan.
We headed back, like.
Yeah, we headed back. You know, we were, 56 miles from where April's house was. So it was like a mile over.
Timothy with her haul.
We got cheesecake, guys.
Andy sanitized the outside.
Andy literally sanitized the outside. Oh, I think it plays actually.
No.
We did a little bit of singing in our group. Angela wanted me to delete this next video, but I didn't. Did I? Yeah. You'll hear more later.
So us girls slept in the back of the van and the boys just slept outside.
This was a rest area, and we decided they're ideal because they have campsites, it's free, there's a bathroom, so yeah.
The next morning we turned all our stuff in and got ready for church. So we wanted a Pentecostal church.
And a black church.
So we Google Maps it.
I'm sorry. For a cultural experience, that's why. I did not mean that the way it sounded. And we actually got both and we loved it, loved the whole experience.
Andy is
Because times changed suddenly, and we were on our way here that we were already. Finally, I'm sorry, it's just the way it's been. And we're supposedly finished the start at 10 o'clock. Person he had is we are
So the point of that video was time zones changed. So we were an hour early. And we sat in the parking lot for almost an hour, but we prayer walked around the church, so.
Wow.
Well, okay, so we weren't even sure if it was a live church. And then one woman arrived like 1 minute before church was supposed to start. We were almost giving up. There were only women, except for our guys. This woman is very special to us. This is a story.
So I think we should take a minute to appreciate her outfit. But, okay, I'm not actually gonna say this. Wait, she shared a testimony with us, and I thought maybe I could like tell you what the testimony was. We knew that she was used to an all-female service. She gets up and apparently she's been in the hospital, and yeah, she said I
She had
had a medical issue where she was. Okay. Anyway, basically her point, she's like, I just had faith. They weren't letting me eat, and I knew if I could eat, I'd bring my hemoglobin count up, but they weren't giving me anything to eat. And finally, I just went home, and the Lord healed me. And she went on and on about this in great detail.
She said, "Praise the Lord," like every other word.
And every other word.
After Sunday school, they had Jonas and coffee. I think we should adopt it.
We should actually.
His name was. They were actually the nicest people ever.
Yeah.
So, we just went to a Pentecostal church. Wow. You have to experience it for yourself. But they do services so free, you can express what you're feeling in the moment. It's not, I love how Mennonites do it, and it's organized and calm, but it's not so liberating and free. You can't express yourself. I think that's part of the fun. I don't know what I think that's part of the fun. The life of the church, you could feel it. They were all dedicated. They were all there, even though it was this whole big congregation. And me, Uriah, and Timothy were the only guys that were there.
My favorite part of the church was how lively they were with their singing and how just dedicated they were to God.
Andy testified twice during the service.
Did you guys like just run the service?